3 days after open heart surgery, my son blocked my number. I had no one to pick me up and no money for a cab. I was about to walk 40 miles home when my surgeon stopped me. "You saved my life 35 years ago," he said, handing me an envelope. "Now stay in my mansion. Your son will regret abandoning the man who befriended the richest doctor in the state." I'm 64, retired postal carrier. For 37 years, I walked the same routes in the same boots. Rain, sleet, August heat that came off the asphalt and baked through the soles. Retired at 62 with enough to cover rent and groceries if I was careful. I raised Marcus alone after his mother died. He was 7, same jacket for 15 years because he needed cleats, then a graphing calculator, then a suit for his first college interview, Ohio State, then law school, then a firm downtown with marble floors. I was proud. You give everything. They go further than you ever could. That's the whole point. The chest pains started in February. I ignored them until I collapsed in my parking lot. Triple bypass, the doctor said. Within the week or I might not see 65. I called Marcus from the hospital. 6 hours to call back. Music in the background, glasses clinking, a charity gala. "Dad, this is really bad timing." He said I was tough. He'd try to come by that weekend after the surgery. He didn't come that weekend, or the one after. When I woke up from surgery, I felt like someone had taken a crowbar to my chest. The other 3 patients in the recovery room had people. Wives pulling chairs close, a granddaughter presenting drawings to a man who could barely keep his eyes open. My bed had machines and a window looking out at the parking garage. 3rd day, discharged. I tried calling Marcus. Voicemail. Tried again. Then I looked at my phone properly. He'd blocked me. 3 days out of open heart surgery. His own father. I was working out whether I could make the first 10 miles on foot when my surgeon appeared in the doorway. Dr. James Morrison. Late 60s. Silver hair. The kind of stillness that made a room feel quieter. He usually had residents behind him. That afternoon he was alone. He pulled a chair to my bed and sat like he had nowhere else to be. He asked about the Riverside route. Building 447. January 1989. I went cold in a way that had nothing to do with the hospital. He said, "I was the medical student on the 3rd floor, working nights at a gas station to cover tuition, 2 weeks from quitting. Then I found an envelope in my mailbox. No return address. $500 and a note. Keep going. Someone believes in you." He said, "That money covered my textbooks and a month of groceries. But more than that, it told me someone had seen me. I'd been invisible so long that a stranger noticing felt like something I couldn't explain. I kept that note for years. I remembered leaving the envelope. I didn't remember him. I'd done it a handful of times over the years, whenever I could scrape together the money and felt certain something was wrong behind a particular door. Never told anyone. You see someone drowning, you throw them what you've got." He said, "I saw your name on the intake form. Checked my old journals. Same name, same building, same route. I've been looking for you for 35 years, and you walked into my hospital." He took me home that afternoon. A driver, a Mercedes, a house on Lakeshore Drive with gardens I couldn't see the end of from the gate. A nurse named Helen showed me to a guest room with a fireplace and a bed so soft I sat on the edge and didn't move for a full minute. James appeared in the doorway. "Dinner at 6. Rest now." I didn't sleep. I thought about Marcus, the boy I'd taken to every baseball game after a double shift, the boy who'd cried into my shoulder at his mother's grave while I promised him out loud that I was going to be enough. Marcus called 10 days later. Voice easy, unhurried, the register he used when he wanted something and didn't want you to notice. "Hey Dad, heard you're somewhere nice. Mind if Vanessa and I swing by Sunday?" I asked who told him where I was staying. The pause lasted exactly long enough to answer my question. James and I had coffee that evening. I told him Marcus was coming. He set his cup down and said his attorney would be in the study Sunday, just in case. I told him he didn't know my son. He said, "I hope you're right." Marcus arrived at too sharp. I heard him before I saw him. Too warm, too easy. The voice he used when he needed a room to like him. His eyes moved across the space the way a lawyer reads a contract. He shook James's hand too long and said he couldn't thank him enough. James said, "Your father and I go back a long way." Then Marcus looked at me, really looked, just for a second, standing in the doorway with his coat half on, like he was searching for something in my face. It wasn't the money he was looking for. I was almost certain of it. James asked me after they'd gone what I thought. I told him I wasn't sure yet, but I told him about that look. He nodded, picked up his cup, said, "That's a starting point." Full story on the channel linked below.